first episode of the Fifth Down Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan, along here with my co-host, Christian.
Hello.
Julian.
Hey.
And Trevor.
What's up?
The NFL draft was actually this past weekend. What did you guys think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. Some weird, different choices. Some of them were, what we predicted.
Yeah. I mean, I did not see Baker Mayfield going first. I mean, I cannot lie. That was probably one of the biggest surprises to me.
Yeah, no, that and some other ones.
Yeah, also, I think maybe one of the biggest surprises was when New Orleans, our hometown, trades up to the 14th pick with the Green Bay Packers just to not take the future QB in Lamar Jackson, but a developmental edge rusher in Marcus Davenport.
I thought it was interesting, but I think they're trying to aim for the Super Bowl this season.
You can argue that the Saints made a smart decision making Marcus Davenport their first-round pick because a lot of people see Lamar Jackson as a younger version of RG3, and only time will tell how he's going to do in the NFL, but we'll see if the Saints made a good pick.
I mean, I just hope he doesn't get injured as much as RG3. I mean, that sucks. RG3, he was good when he first came into the league, and
yeah, but
I
he
was
ended
a
up
big
being
fan of him.
a bust, so he came back, he played terrible.
All right, so best player in the NFL, or best rookie. Ethan, what you got? Best player in the draft.
My favorite rookie this year, I gotta say, on the same topic, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was the quarterback for Louisville the past 2 seasons, and he actually was previous Heisman winner. And Jackson's, if you watched him play, he is one of the best players I ever watched. I was just watching a little bit of him last night to review for this. He was phenomenal in college. His first year, he didn't do very well. He only had 54% completion percentage, 1,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. But then his second year, his Heisman year, he picked it up, 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 9 picks with a 56% completion percentage, which is not good, but better. And still 1,500 rushing yards, which is
Yeah, he's
more than
definitely
most
using
running
his
backs in
legs.
college. And the most recent year, one of the things that people, I guess they don't realize is Lamar Jackson was able to bring up his completion percentage by 3%, which is actually a lot. And he got more passing yards, fewer touchdowns, and more interceptions, but it was 1 and 3. I mean, touchdowns and interceptions, that's not as big of a deal. And more rushing yards, but 3 less touchdowns. I mean, really, Lamar Jackson, he is just, I don't see how a player like him fails. If you look at the most recent players like him that have come into the NFL, Deshaun Watson last year, reminds me a lot, the same way people were talking about.
Taysom Hill.
Y'all know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, when he was first in the draft, some
quarterback.
people were just kind of pushing him. They were pushing him back and back. I don't know, it was weird. I'm how do people not think Deshaun Watson's the best quarterback?
I know, right? It's so weird.
The chance he had to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
He was a lot like Deshaun Watson last year, which is what I think. And Deshaun Watson, who was also kind of dropping in people's draft ranks, he was below Pat Mahomes and Mitchell Trubisky, which I don't understand, especially considering Trubisky was only
terrible.
in college for 1 year.
That was pretty bad.
And Deshaun Watson ended up coming out and almost breaking a record if he wouldn't have torn his ACL in practice. I mean, come on. That's a little cheap. So, Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson, the reason I'm drawing a big comparison is just because they were so similar in college. They were probably the biggest people on their team, and they basically led their team to almost every win. And I think that if Lamar Jackson sits for a little while under Joe Flacco, who really isn't that good, but
He can
he's
still help
been
him
in the
develop.
NFL for a while, I think he can
Help him
improve his
develop for
throwing
sure.
a little bit, get that better, and if he keeps his running up and doesn't get injured, he could be probably the best quarterback out of this draft. So,
Yeah.
Trevor, who did you
Wait, all right, wait. That's a lot of praise, but saying that he still hasn't even played a snap, he's still got a long way to go to prove himself. Okay, Lamar Jackson may have a good career in college, but that's completely different from the NFL, and we'll see how he does. He has a clean slate. He'll be able to prove himself. We'll see as his rookie year finishes up. next year.
All right. So Trevor, who do you think is the best rookie this year? Like, who's your favorite?
Honestly, I gotta go with Saquon Barkley on this one. He's just, for his size and his strength, and he's like insanely fast, and he looks like he's gonna be one of the best running back prospects in years. And honestly, the Giants need him a lot. The Giants haven't had a really good running back on their team since like Tiki Barber, and I think he'd be a great addition to give them finally a franchise running back that they needed for the last few years.
Yeah, I think Saquon Barkley actually helps Eli Manning a bit more.
With the blocking as well
takes
for
the
his
pressure
strength.
off of him as much.
Yeah,
He doesn't, think they're gonna pass almost every down, and it's more of a
be like a
chance
Jaguars.
to open up variety.
Yeah, that's what helped their team become more complete. Being able to run it and not just relying on your pass game helps any quarterback become better. And a quarterback like Eli Manning has been in situations, 2 Super Bowls. I think the Giants will see a lot more wins this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure more than.
Yeah, which also helps is they got some players on the O-line.
Yeah, no, they got a bunch of new players like Nate Solder and all that. So,
They drafted a guy in the second round as well.
yeah,
Will Hernandez.
yeah.
That was good.
it was a
Great
good pick.
for them.
Yeah. Julian, who you got for your player?
For me, I would say Bradley Chubb from Denver. I thought he would go the team before that, Cleveland, but they ended up getting Denzel Ward from Ohio, and
Yeah, no, that was a big surprise.
and I thought they should have gone with him, but that's their decision, so I can't really do anything about that. And I thought it would have fit perfectly for them, but I guess Denver got even better pair of pass rushers with him, and then also Von Miller, which I think is going to be very dangerous, even better than Cleveland's pass rush, since he's not there and he's in Denver. So I think that'll affect their team very well. And yeah, what do y'all think?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
think it was good. It was a good
Good.
pick. I'm surprised Cleveland passed up on him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland, especially with the pick with Myles Garrett first last year, you'd think that a pass rusher is in their sights again. It'll be a best matchup maybe. But I mean, Denzel Ward it was an okay pick. I mean, their only other really good cornerback last year was Jason McCourty, who's aging. So you don't know how much longer he has.
And he also left.
Yeah. But Bradley Chubb on Denver, that will help Denver so much, because last year was a definite down year for them, and the loss of Aqib Talib just makes things worse. But Bradley Chubb, I think, adds more of a new life to Denver's defense.
Okay, it also shows the confidence they have in Case Keenum not taking a quarterback early on, like Josh Rosen or Josh Allen, one of them. And it shows that they're just trying to work on their defense, even though it's really impressive as it is right now, that line, front seven.
Yeah, so
Alright,
who you got for your player?
For my star as a rookie, I have DJ Moore, who got drafted, Carolina Panthers, wide receiver. And, when you look at this guy, you think, who does he have to compete with? Well, he has Devin Funchess to compete with for the starting job. And can he beat him out? Well, maybe, but I would put my money on probably so. When a guy like Steve Smith Sr. says the Panthers haven't been able to replace me since this new receiver, DJ Moore, has come along, that's pretty high praise, and I guess we'll see how he does.
Yeah, I think he's kind of being a suck up a bit, but I mean, we'll have to see.
Yeah,
Maybe.
no, it's an if. It was definitely crazy how they picked. I thought they were gonna get what's his name first.
Ridley?
Calvin Ridley. Yeah, I thought he was gonna go first.
Yeah, I guess they wanted a more speed guy.
Well, they say that this guy can run any route in the route tree, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm really surprised, honestly, with the DJ Moore pick a little over Calvin Ridley, just because in Cam Newton's career, him and smaller receivers hasn't been the greatest matchup in the world. When Cam Newton was the quarterback for Carolina, he had his first rookie season was good with Steve Smith, and it kind of started going a little downhill from there. And just with Cam Newton, smaller receivers like DJ Moore, who's 6 foot. Don't know, but for all we know, this could be Cam Newton's speed receiver. This could be his big receiver if DJ Moore steps up.
Yeah.
And that, if Carolina has that good receiver, their offense could be great with McCaffrey too. In the backfield.
Yeah,
really with no competition.
he also got a lot of receptions too.
Yeah. So Ethan, for bust, who do you think is going to be your biggest bust this draft?
I think the biggest bust this year, and I'm pretty sure all you guys would agree with me, maybe, Josh Allen, quarterback out of Wyoming, drafted by the Buffalo Bills. And Josh Allen, in college, he was not good in a bad division in the NCAA. The fact, if you are not good in a bad division, I don't even think he put up, I'm going to check right now, 2,000 passing yards. Now, he's built really well, and at the combine, he was pretty good.
He showed off.
And he has a really, really great arm.
But the problem is
Josh
with the
Allen's
Buffalo,
arm is insane.
he doesn't really have a quarterback to kind of bring him in and show him the way of the
the
NFL.
quarterback that he's sitting under right now is A.J. McCarron, and being a Bengals fan, McCarron, I kind of like him, but the fact that the Bengals wouldn't even start him over Andy Dalton, if that shows anything. But Josh Allen, he was not accurate. He did not throw for a lot of yards, not a lot of touchdowns. His first year, he had 15 interceptions. The first year he's really played. And I just don't know how that's going to translate to the NFL. I just don't. I don't see a quarterback.
He's going to be good or bad. It's going to be one or the other. It's not going to be in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
surprisingly amazing, or
as the info we got now, I think we don't know, but he could turn up if he wants.
Yeah, he has a clean slate. He can really do whatever he wants. Everything he did in college, honestly, it doesn't even matter anymore because
college can be completely different to the
game.
NFL.
Yeah.
Some players do really bad in college and then come out in the NFL. It's just rare.
And I think something that should definitely help Allen is the fact that Kelvin Benjamin is his number one receiver, and their tight end is Charles Clay. Those are 2 big targets for him, and they're both pretty good. And a taller receiver, means that you can kind of throw your throws a little bit higher, more to the side, and they'll be able to get it easier.
Yeah, but they don't really have anybody else besides that.
Yeah, and Zay Jones got into some legal trouble, so we'll see. Trevor, who is your bust for this draft?
Honestly, it's kind of like a shot in the dark with this one, but I honestly got to go with Sam Darnold. Just the way you think about him, he doesn't have anything that really shows off. He's just an all-in-all quarterback. But I don't really think, in my opinion, he just doesn't seem like a quarterback that go well in the NFL. And he doesn't seem like, a real, team leader. In my opinion, he didn't really do anything that made him stand out. He was just a good quarterback. And some good quarterbacks just go into the NFL well, but I don't know. I just don't see him doing anything in the NFL.
Darnold, the thing about him is he is 20. 20 years old.
He was also really young.
He has a lot of time to kind of...
And also he's at the Jets.
A lot of time to just kind of develop more.
He's at the Jets as well.
The Jets seem to be excited about him.
Yeah, but the question is, can they help him develop? I don't know if they really can. The Jets
they signed McCown for a year, so he might learn under him since he was kind of successful last year in New York, and he might learn under that 1 year and then play next year at the start, or he could just start off this year and learn from him from the sidelines and when he or whatever.
Yeah, see how the Jets played out. Julian, who do you got for your bust?
For my bust, I don't think he's gonna he's not gonna be completely terrible. I don't think he's gonna live up to the pick that he was chosen at, and I think it's Denzel Ward. I don't think he's gonna be terrible at all. I think he just picked a little bit higher than he should have been, and I don't think in that division that he's fared up against with Green, Crabtree, who's still doing okay, and then Brown and the other receivers in that division. I don't know. I don't see them being a shutdown corner for him. I think he was picked earlier than he should have been, and should have got like a pass rusher so they could get after the quarterback more. But we'll have to see. So, what are y'all's opinions about him?
Yeah, like Ward, I think they needed him. Like I kind of said earlier, the Browns really needed Denzel Ward when they chose him, which I mean is good. They probably could have chosen Chubb instead of Ward, but I think that was really the main thing. I mean, they needed the position, so they had to fill it. But yeah, I think they probably could have traded back and maybe gotten it even better.
Yeah.
And another thing, I mean, Ohio State. That could have been another.
Ohio State has produced many great cornerbacks, rookies as of recent, such as Marshawn Lattimore.
And in general, I mean, they also had Bradley Roby. They had Malcolm Jenkins, who is now a safety, but when he came into the league, he was a cornerback from Ohio State.
Yeah.
So it could end up translating well for the Browns. I mean, I don't really know.
Who knows?
And I guess another thing is good. You see the local guy, Cleveland and Ohio State.
Well, they definitely needed this position after letting McCourty go. So, it could work out. We'll see.
Yeah, Christian, who you got for your pick though?
As surprising as it sounds, being a Saints fan, I'm gonna have to go with Marcus Davenport. Not because I think he's gonna be bad in the NFL, just because I don't know if the Saints should have traded so many draft picks at such a high price. I don't think they should have paid as high of a price that they did to go and get this pass rusher.
Yeah.
He was in a smaller conference of schools that he played in, so the competition wasn't all there, but in the games he did play, he made his presence known.
He definitely showed up.
Overpowered linemen, sacked quarterbacks. He was all over the field, really. And as far as he'll do in the NFL, hopefully he'll do well. I hope every rookie does as well, but I don't know if he'll live up to what the Saints had to pay for him.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to live up to what they'd be traded for because they're only one player and they're trading multiple picks.
Yeah, especially a first round next year.
Multiple first rounds.
That was surprising.
Yeah,
You think they'd go for a player that would I don't know, just someone that they could use in a few years, like Lamar Jackson or something. But I was surprised.
Well, they probably have a good coaching staff, and they could probably develop somebody out of nowhere because they usually are known to do that.
Right.
Like Kamara at a third round, and look how productive he was.
Yeah, third rounds. I mean, that Traquan Smith guy they also drafted. You never know what could happen with him, considering their receiving core is it's kind of been lost a little.
Yeah. So talking about third rounds and stuff. So sleepers. A lot of them. I don't know. Ethan, who you got?
I actually have someone I'm surprised he fell as much. My sleeper pick was Equanimous St. Brown out of Notre Dame. He's a wide receiver. And this guy, actually, he was crazy. I was looking back at some college stuff for him, and he was really good in college. He's 6'5", too. And he was picked by the Packers in the 6th round, which, that is great for him. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, of all quarterbacks to have throwing to you, I can't see much of a better situation. But at the same time, the Packers also drafted other receivers ahead of him, which kind of makes me worried. And I think if St. Brown in the preseason or in training camp is able to kind of work his way up in the Packers depth chart, I mean, in 2016 he had 961 yards, 9 touchdowns, which was, I mean, it was good, especially considering DeShone Kizer, when you look back at it, was his quarterback.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's just, I can see him being good. He's fast, he's tall. I feel like Aaron Rodgers and him are just, they're a match waiting to be. And if it happens, that would be great. But if it doesn't, then, oh well.
It'll most likely have a dual effect in the end zone. To where they'll have Jimmy Graham on one side, and a 6'5" wide receiver on the other, and it'll be interesting to see how they use them. most likely in the red zone. I hope they use him. Hope he gets to show off his skills, showcase what he's made of, prove himself. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what round you're taking in, as long as you play hard on the field and show everybody what you have to give.
Yeah, so for mine, honestly, I don't really consider him much of a sleeper. I consider him more of like a player that I think he's gonna do like a lot better than for what he got picked. I gotta go with Shaquem Griffin on this. I mean, he's made it this far with one hand, which is amazing. And, you know, the amount of things he's able to do, he makes it look like, you know, he just has that second hand there. And especially playing with his brother in Seattle, he can definitely help him develop and get to, like, an NFL kind of player. I think he's going to turn out to be a really, really good player. And I think he definitely should have got picked higher for, you know, just the way I think he's going to be.
Hey, looking at his combine, too, I'm surprised he didn't get picked higher because a lot of scouts look at the combine. And
yeah.
It's caused some bust, but, you know, this could end up being good with the pick he was taking that.
You know.
Well, I think one of the reasons he wasn't taken higher was because him as a player and his only having one hand allows him to be useful for very specific situations, and he would be used in a very like specific play style, and not all teams would be able to
yeah, but you
benefit.
You saw it on the combine
kind of
though.
linebacker.
He was able to catch balls like
You know what?
perfectly fine.
What I like about it as well is since he got picked from Seattle, they have a connective relationship between him and his brother. And I think they'll kind of influence the team's morale better, so they'll have to be more motivated.
And with Seattle, I mean, you also look. I think he's going to be like KJ Wright was when he was there. He's going to be a good pass rushing linebacker for them. At the same time, I feel like if he had to cover a little bit, he's got the speed. He's not very tall, but I think he could possibly at least bat down the ball. I mean, I think if he gets an interception, I will start. That would be the most amazing thing I've ever seen. That would be great.
Well, he can still catch it and stuff like that. He's still able to do all that.
That's the amazing part. He makes it look like it's easy with one hand as well. All right, Christian, what you got for your sleeper?
For my sleeper, I have running back who went to the Broncos, Royce Freeman, and you look at him and you're like, well, this guy could be exciting. You know, they don't have C.J. Anderson anymore. Who are they going to use? Well, they could look to Royce Freeman. Royce Freeman has Devontae Booker in the backfield with him, and that's not much competition. I don't want to say anything, but I think that Royce Freeman will be able to beat him out for the starting job. And if he does do this, he has a good quarterback in Case Keenum. He has a good defense to get him the ball back, and he has an all right O line. It's not something like the Cardinals O line.
I don't know about that. The Broncos worse O line than Cardinals. So kind of wrong there, buddy.
All right. Well, with a good running back, he can make any O line look good. All right. Look at David Johnson.
Honestly, I've never heard of this guy, so he's got to be, I mean, a pretty big sleeper. Like, in my opinion, I've never heard of him. From what you're saying, it sounds like he could be pretty good. The only issue is the Broncos' offensive line.
Broncos' offensive line has been terrible the last couple of years.
Really love the David Johnson comparison, Christian. I got to give you that because David Johnson, late round pick, went to the Cardinals. Not expected necessarily to do a whole lot.
Yeah, because already Chris Johnson was already there starting.
Yeah, that as well. He came out of nowhere.
Top
fantasy.
Ended up getting released, and then David Johnson became a Pro Bowl player. So.
Yeah. So, Julian, who do you got for your sleeper?
Somebody that has a lot of skill in college and potential to go early, but because of his behaving issues, kind of fell a little in the rounds. And it's Arden Key from LSU, and he's also a pass rusher, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and he had a lot of success in LSU, but since he had a a lot of issues in college. Not a lot of teams just noticed them at all. And he fell to the third round to the Raiders, who's also a good pick, just like the Bradley Chubb and Von Miller pair right there. You got Arden Key and Khalil Mack, also another good pair because Arden Key was also he could have been a first round talent unless his issues were just a bit down. So I think that'll be a good partnership. And yeah, what do y'all think?
I think Arden Key was great.
Yeah, no,
this year he underperformed a little for LSU, but
and honestly, I was
every
surprised.
college player.
I was
I
surprised.
think this year Arden Key had moments where he games where he was doing really great, but then there were times where he just didn't. I didn't see the effort or the spark that I had seen in other games, where he kind of let it go for a little while. But we'll see.
And I guess while we're on the topic of sleepers, I just want to mention one player that I kind of wanted to say, but I decided not to, and I want to hear what y'all have to say if you've never heard of him. He's a wide receiver. So Antonio Callaway was drafted in the 4th round with the Browns, and he was a pretty good receiver out of Florida, and people thought he had the talent to be taken in the 1st round this year, but he ended up getting suspended due to marijuana. And I think him getting drafted by the Browns could both be a good and a bad thing. Because if Josh Gordon's not fully done, both of them could have their careers ruined. But if Josh Gordon is kind of healed, maybe you could put him in the same room for a second, have him talk about this, maybe say you don't want to risk your career doing this. Risk a great career that you could have doing this. And, I think that'll just be really interesting to see kind of throughout the next few years. What are y'all's thoughts?
Well, I don't think combining those two personalities together in the same locker room is going to help. There's a thing called peer pressure. Learn it next time. And
I can see
they can have a little chat.
My last question for us all today is who, as a group, we're going to decide is the best team after the draft heading into the season?
I don't know. It's a difficult question.
One of the teams I'm kind of leaning towards maybe would be I think it's still got to be the Rams maybe for me after that offseason this year. It's been great for them.
It still has to be the Eagles. The Eagles.
That's what I was gonna say.
They have the best team. Even if they don't do too much in the draft, they won the Super Bowl. They have a Super Bowl caliber team, and they'll probably make another run for it this year, I think.
Yeah,
especially with Carson Wentz back.
Well, yeah. That's one of the things. We don't know. Carson Wentz still might not be back.
Even if Carson Wentz doesn't come back week 1, Nick Foles has proved himself to be
in the playoffs.
In the playoffs. Yes, in the Super Bowl. The where the spotlight is.
Yeah, but you remember the season? He did terrible in the season.
You have to play the regular season to get to the Super Bowl.
I think we're also forgetting about the Patriots. I know they've lost some pieces, but it's Tom Brady can make players out of just nowhere and then make them shine from anywhere. It doesn't matter where they're from or at all.
That's very true.
Because Chris Hogan, he was a lacrosse player or something, and like that, and he came out of nowhere and balled out. So I think it can happen.
Yeah,
Sony Michel.
I don't think I'm being biased, and I'm not saying they could be Super Bowl contenders, but I definitely think the Giants are gonna definitely pick it up this season. I'm not saying, maybe Super Bowl contenders, especially with Odell Beckham back and everything.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure.
I think they still have some more rebuilding to do before they make a run for the Super Bowl.
That's definitely true.
And, I don't want to sound wild here, but I think another thing we're kind of forgetting about, just because of the picks in the draft weren't amazing for them, but
Saints?
The Saints.
Yeah, for sure.
Saints.
They're definitely aiming for this year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Saints, they improved what they need to, a pass rusher, most of all, and that's really what they were lacking.
Pass rusher, offense, they just got to work on tackling next time. So
yeah. And also with JT Barrett signing with them now, you don't know who he's going to be. Some people thought he he could have played another position than quarterback, which kind of isn't a good sign. But when you have almost 2 to 3 years now to sit under Drew Brees, learn from him, going to be 26.
Learn a few things.
He's not getting handed the job though. He still has to fight Taysom Hill for it. You don't know.
Definitely.
We still haven't seen Taysom Hill play. We have Taysom Hill play. You can't knock someone until they try.
Stop with Taysom Hill. Stop with Taysom Hill.
Like Taysom Hill. Sean Payton has been an offensive mastermind in the NFL for like the past decade. When he looks highly upon Taysom Hill as a quarterback and tries to do whatever he can to get Taysom Hill on the field. I mean, I don't.
He looked up to Kamara, and look how Kamara turned out.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
He definitely has an eye for young prospects, and we'll see. Yeah.
the only thing with Hill is being a mobile quarterback. He's old. He was a rookie, 27-year-old, 28-year-old rookie.
Yeah, I don't think you can develop when
You're that
at
old.
that age.
Who knows?
You never know. Crazier things have happened.
And that about wraps everything up. Thank you guys so much for watching our podcast. Subscribe, comment, and like this video. If you need anything at all in the next video to improve, then please let us know.
What we do here is
Thanks
go
again for
back.
Yeah, see you guys later.
back.